Hi, my name's Morgan. I am a name consultant. I love all baby names, but I'm specifically interested in vintage names. I pulled a ton of boys' names that used to rank in the top 1,000 most popular at some point of time, and then they just fell out. A lot of these feel largely forgotten by time. So I've got them organized by the ones that fell out the longest ago to the most recent. We'll start with the names that fell out between 1901 and 1909. They are Orson, Fern, Holmes, Rush, Witt, Fate, Ivor, Larkin, and Wheeler. I just think they're all so handsome. Like, I wish these could have never fallen out of the rotation and they'd feel so normal today, if that makes sense. I only found two that I was excited to share during the 19-teens, but they were West, that fell out of the top 1,000 in 1913, and Lawton fell out in 1914. Lawton, to me, feels like it definitely could come back. Lawson and Layton both have had their moments in recent years, so I feel like Lawton could be a natural extension of that. The 1920s and 1930s are probably my favorite era for baby names, so I've got quite a few. So the ones that fell out in the 1920s were Erling, Ansel, Price, Golden, Worth, Cosmo, Gardner, Baxter, Nels, Isidore, and Sumner. I know a little boy named Worth. It's spelled different. His is spelled like the last name. I just think it's such a handsome name. I had never known anyone with the name or really considered the name Worth until I met him, and I'm like, wow, that name is super cool. And then I also love Erling and Isidore so much. Those are two, whenever it fits to recommend them to clients, I am so excited if people are looking for that vibe of name. For the 1930s, the names I found were Ransom, Silvio, Urban, Ivy, Sylvan, Vester, and June. With June and Ivy, I always say like the naturey, earthy, seasonal names to me feel so just like gender neutral. I would love to meet a man named Ivy. The first person I ever met named June was actually a man. So like for me, that name felt gender neutral until all of a sudden I feel like I'm surrounded by people having baby girls named June. But I feel like it could come back. I don't think it will, but I feel like it should come back as a gender neutral name. The 1940s is another impeccable list. Florian, Lucky, General, Jennings, Angus, Conley, and Elmore. Jennings, to me, I know people are loving last names as first names. I feel like Jennings just needs like a little boost of attention and it could really catch on. And then Florian is another one of my favorites to recommend. Whenever I do, people from, I actually don't know what countries, but European countries are like, Florian is such an old man name here. Do you live somewhere where Florian's like a grandpa name? Let me know where if you're comfortable sharing, because I get those comments often enough and I just realized I've never decided to deposit into my memory exactly where these comments are coming from. The 1950s, Harland, Rupert, Crawford, Merritt, Noble, Ike, and Kit. Ike is one of my favorite nickname names ever. I think Ike is so cute and I wish there were more Ikes running around. I know there are a lot of Isaacs, but I don't think many of them go by Ike. And Isaac is one of the most common names to derive Ike from. Merritt, that was a name my husband and I had like in our back pocket for a long time. We're like, if we have a son, we could like potentially call him Merritt. And then we realized that Merritt's just like a combination of our two names, Morgan and Garrett. And it's like not our vibe. I love it for other people, but the idea of it for us, like it just doesn't make sense for who we are. We've got lots in the 1960s, and the more modern we get with these, the less vintage some of them are going to feel, because we still know a lot of like grandpa-aged men who were born in the 60s with these names, I imagine. So Flint, Abe, Warren, Warner, Raleigh, Alfie, Fritz, Lucius, Clement, Elroy, and Elwood. Elwood, I have such a soft spot for Elwood. I really want people to start using it. Whenever I mention it, people are like, no, it's too reminiscent of Legally Blonde because Elwoods. But I feel like that's kind of part of the appeal. Like, some people could really like it because of that. I understand some people wanting to cross it off because of that association. It's a good movie. I'm going to group the 1970s and 1980s together because I only found one for the 1980s. So Darcy, Grover, Murray, Roscoe, and Ivory for the 70s, and then Lars for the 80s. I love Lars. Lars was in my video of formal girl names with masculine nicknames. I think Lars is so cool. Boy, girl, I don't care. Lars is just cool. As far as the other names, Roscoe, I've always had such a soft spot for. I wish it never became like a dog name because I think it would still be really popular. I feel like it could peak in popularity in the next few years if that association didn't exist, but it drug Roscoe down. Quite a few for the 90s. That's when I was born. They are Elton, Monty, Britton, Cassidy, Luther, Sylvester, Kirby, Edmund, Ramsey, and Hans. I love Edmund. I love Kirby. Sylvester, I feel like is so cool for the right kid. I can't imagine myself raising a kid who fits the name Sylvester. There are people in my life who I feel like could raise a really cool Sylvester though, and I will be recommending that name to them if they ever are expecting a boy. I was going to end this at the 90s, but there were a few names that I pulled from the 2000s, and I was like, well, we'll just still include them. So they were Kelly, that last ranked in 2002. I love Kelly for a boy. I think it is so handsome. I hate that it leaned so far girl that it doesn't feel like it's going to really ever lean back. Irving, last ranked in 2005. Irving is another one that's cool. I love the letter V in a name. Dale, last ranked in 2009. That one shocked me. I feel like Dale to me feels like a much older name. I can't imagine a 16-year-old boy named Dale. I love the idea of it, but I can't imagine it. I think Dale, and I imagine somebody who's like 72. And then finally, Lyle, last ranked in 2019. Lyle to me has like such sweet vibes. I can't picture myself using it, but I do picture a very sweet little boy named Lyle. I would love to know what you think of these names. I will be doing a girl version of this video next Tuesday. This Thursday, I've got a very exciting video that I've been working very hard on. It was actually supposed to be today's video, but it's a little more like thought out than some of my other videos. And there's kind of an Easter egg to that video in this video. One of these names is heavily related to what that video will be, if anyone can guess. I'll have it in the caption. I hate a cliffhanger, so if you don't want to guess, it's just in the caption what Thursday's video is going to be. I appreciate everyone watching. I hope everyone's having a great day, and I will be chatting to you on Thursday.